I've been interested in environments and looking at boundaries or limits within the landscape for a number of years.
I originally had a lot of ambivalence about sort of, for example, documenting just the border without people in it. I just had a visceral kind of discomfort, ambivalence. I'm not sure exactly what the right word was, but I began to sort of see that representational choice as a way of documenting something that has a very rich history behind it.
My name is Gregory Thielker. I'm an artist from New York City.
My name is Paja Faudree. I'm a Watson Faculty Fellow, and I'm also a professor of anthropology here at Brown.
I was actually really interested in the feature of the wall as it cut across this whole section of the continent. That became something of a bigger investigation once I started to think about the ways that the border was really affecting both people who lived near it as well as all over the continent, really. People who are traveling through, people who are living their lives. And so I think using the border wall itself was in some ways a limit, but it gave the project a direction that I think it wouldn't have had otherwise.
I think that there can be a way, particularly given precisely some of the ways that stories surrounding the border and immigration are covered, that there can be a kind of distancing effect that whole complex can produce. The border is a long way from here, but it still is affecting us in all kinds of ways. The border is not just a metaphor, but also the flashpoint and the sharp edge of a whole set of policies that long predated Trump. It's about a sort of much longer history of holding two things apart that are, at least for me, that are intimately intertwined.
You're basically looking at these fragments of the research of the experience of being there. There's one image which is of a view of the Atlantic Ocean, and it was a very gray, kind of misty day. I covered the camera with a series of plastic bags, so what you're seeing is actually like the lens being covered. But I thought it was a good metaphor for the act of being blocked and looking at things. That was sort of a theme that carried through.
I hope that people are unsettled a little bit looking at the exhibit, but also that they kind of pause, stop to take a moment to look, and to think about what they're seeing and what is behind what they're seeing and what they're hearing.